and boldly he told me that it was outdated. This man stated that its relevance had faded because it was outrageous to put faith in a God who allows suffering to exist. Riddle me this, he said, where is God in the midst of the world's sorrow and pain? And right away I said, well, sir, I believe it's a tragedy that he who made you in his image and breathed mankind into existence is now labeled irrelevant by those who don't believe. As outdated as you perceive this book to be, to me, he is still king because he named the stars and created the seas to proclaim his name to humanity. The architect of the galaxies constructed my anatomy and surrounds me with his majesty. Therefore, I see God's fingerprints all around me, sir. He is everywhere to be found. And at that, the man stopped and asked, then why does it feel like God abandons me? Because apparently he promises to appear during times of need, yet it seems to me that in all of my suffering, I'm always on my own, and I'm not the only one who has ever felt alone. To tell you the truth, he doesn't have the slightest clue or understanding of what I've been through, and immediately I could tell that this man had been through a lot. So in response, I said, I'm sure there were times when it felt like the whole world was mounted on your shoulders, and sustaining that kind of pressure became too much of a struggle, so suddenly you witnessed everything crumble. And obviously I can't put myself in your shoes, but when I look at you, I get the sense that perhaps you've endured the pain of being rejected, mocked, humiliated, or betrayed. And I don't dare try and compare because I will never experience the hurt that you have in your life, but I don't doubt that it's there. And the man just stared. He said, how do you know that about me? And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about Jesus. And the man became intrigued. I said, because see, Jesus has walked in your shoes and knows every aspect of what you've been through. You can't say that he doesn't understand, because that man literally took on the weight of the world. He knew exactly what it was like to be hated, humiliated, mocked, and betrayed. He was scorned and rejected, yet still paid the ultimate price. He sacrificed his perfect life on a cross to cover the cost of our sins, and yet the tomb could not keep him. The grave could not defeat him. No longer confined to death's prison, he is risen and alive, affirming that he died to give us freedom. Because see, Jesus saves lives, and he can save yours just like he saved mine. Because God is victory and divinity, refuge and truth, rescue and proof that by grace you and I can be saved. That's why I would take a closer look at this book, because I think you'll discover that God is there. Even in the midst of your despair, he is vision, precision, unmatched, and unlimited. In essence, he is an omnipresent presence of luminescence with a message of acceptance. And get this, the one who is timeless and righteous declares that you are priceless. So please read his word for all it's worth, because I'm certain you'll see that he is an ocean filled with love that runs from east to west. He is rest, the hope among every nation, and a canvas of exaltation. My God is King, everlasting, all-encompassing, and understanding, the splendor of majesty, merciful, sovereign, and an almighty Redeemer. He is brilliant and abounding in love and forgiveness. So don't miss this. He is the musician strumming your strings of purpose, because to him you are worth it. He will never leave or forsake you, and his promises are true, because Jesus was a man who suffered just like you, and he's coming back soon. So I'd be willing to bet that this book you claim is outdated is actually as relevant as it gets.